He's back! Who would have thought? I'm here. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Talk EV. Every 2 weeks now. Here on the channel we do a little live stream where we just talk a bit what's happening during the week, what's happening next week. And today our main topic is the Cupra Tavan that I have since Wednesday. And today is the first time that I drove it a bit. I drove it yesterday, but only for 6, 7, 8 kilometers or so. But today I did 2 range tests. I got to know the car a bit. And there's a lot of weird things, a lot of interesting things that I don't get. And that's what the title of this live stream is. What was Cupra thinking? Because there are really a few things in there that's like, why? I don't get it. But we're gonna start first with hello Manuel G, hello Grow M, Whittaker is here. Will 2025 Adicas come with 5.0? I think so. I think since built in summer. I think so. What's news? Ah, this. Exactly. Let's go through some news first and then we talk what happened last week and then we're gonna go what's happening. Rico is here. He's the man with the classic ID3 Pro S. More efficient than a new ID3 Pro S, but most likely because of the 19-inch wheels. You all saw the video, I hope so. Let's go through some news. First we have the Ford is gonna stop production of the F-150 Lightning in the States for 6 weeks because they are not selling too many. So they will stop production for 6 weeks. Next, the ADAC, that's the German car club. I'm a member because if there is anything, they will come and pick me up and stuff like this. And they have leasing for electric cars, special conditions, and they now have a Lucid Air, but for a minimum of 1,000 euros per month. They also have the all-wheel drive version for 1,200, but it's an 85 or 100,000 euro car, so it's totally understandable, but cute that they have this. I know when they started back in the day with the Renault Zoe were the first who gave that. Then Volkswagen numbers is for the quarter, the third quarter are really bad, and it sounds always worse than I think it is. It says here that what they earned, profit, went down by 64%. So they're still making profit, but just 64% less. That's bad, of course, but they're still making money. But Audi will, and this is the whole company, not just Volkswagen, so Volkswagen AG. And they will close a factory of Audi in Brussels, and they're also eyeballing 2 other Volkswagen factories in, I don't even know if it's in Germany, they don't say that here, where they might close because they need some savings, because they spend too much. They make good money, but they spend too much and then they don't earn as much as they want to. Then Audi is bringing 2 new versions of the A6 e-tron. Looks stunning. I haven't seen one in real life. The new ones are the rear-wheel drive versions, and we have a 210 kilowatt motor. Why is there 240? Can it be a boost? Ah, it's the boost function that Audi has. Hey, Photostorm! And it gives you 627. No! Why would the WLTP range be different? Maybe you can get it with a boost. No idea. But 100 kilowatt hour battery or 83 kilowatt hour battery, but then it starts at 62,800. Still a lot of money. That's what my ID7 is fully spec'd, and this is a starting price of an A6 e-tron with a small battery. With a big battery you are 75, and if you want all-wheel drive full power 405 kilowatt, that's 101,000 euros. That's a lot, but it still looks great. I asked Audi for a Q6 e-tron. They told me I should contact them in October. I haven't heard back. I'm sad. Then Lidl grocery store chain in Germany and other European countries. I've seen them in Czech Republic. Yeah, I see them in Portugal. Where else have I seen them? I think they're in the UK as well. They have their own charging network, their own charging station, but now they have a contract with EVgo in Germany where they will put many hundreds of of grocery stores. They will put high power chargers, which is awesome. Then EMBW is planning another 5 charging hubs in Bavaria and Hessen. And Bavaria is nice and already know one that they're gonna build. I see it here in Hengersberg, and it's a horrible location. I say them already now. Hengersberg sucks big time because the exit of the highway is horrible. There's a truck stop, so real truck stop where a lot of trucks go to stay overnight. It's a big gigantic thing where they are, and there is an Allego charger, so 2 hyperchargers with each 2 CCS plugs, 200 kilowatt or 250, and there's a Tesla supercharger who just got renewed. They had the old superchargers there with only 130 kilowatt till not long ago, a few weeks. And now they have the new system, so the normal one with 250 kilowatt and maybe 6 or so, I don't remember. But again, it's a horrible exit. You have to wait at a light. If I would never go out there and would never charge. So this is a horrible location. And there are already chargers. Why don't they use a different one? There's millions of exits. There's every 10 kilometers there's an exit. Why would you use that one? I'm against it. I said it. We're gonna see it in the map in a second, because next is the Ionity map. I didn't see anything especially new, but here we have Passau, and here's Hengersberg, and there's that is where all the trucks go. It's a gigantic thing. You have to go off here, and then there's a light, and this road here is busy, and then here's the Tesla supercharger, and here's the Allego, and I'm guessing they're gonna build their charger, who knows, here or on the other side. But again, exit at there is horrible. Everywhere else is better. Igensbach is better. There's nothing there. The exit is nice. It's not a busy road. Gaham, here is the Tesla supercharger, the new one. That's right here. You can build it on the other side. That's fine. Or here. Who cares? But not Hengersberg. The next EMBW, by the way, is up here. That's not far. Word on the Donau here. There's, where are we? There it is, EMBW station. That has 8 chargers, and it will be the exact same thing, 8 hyperchargers. When it comes to Ionity, I don't see anything that much new in Germany. Britain is amazing. Look at that, but I think it was the same last week around Manchester here, Liverpool, billions of them. Not so much in Scotland, maybe they're already done. A bit in Switzerland, Spain, a few more. Where are we? Yeah, this. Now you can drive down here. That's nice. And then up here, Norway is full. Sweden is full. That's awesome. Eastern Europe is still a bit empty. The most are here in Poland. What is this? Slovakia, Czech Republic, Czechia. Do we say that like that? Has not a lot. There was one here before, I thought, but I think they closed it. I thought there was one here in Pilsen. Am I so wrong? Huh. Who cares? Long time ago. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. What did you say? Hello, do you have any predictions on this new EU punitive tariffs effect on Polestar 4? Well, the effect is if Polestar is building the car in China, then it will cost more. And if they build it in Europe or in the States, they have a factory for the Polestar 3 and the 4, one in the States, and one should be in Europe somewhere. Is it in Hungary? I think so. If they build it there, then it's better. Enya Gotavescan, we'll talk about this in a second. about the Cupra Tavan that I have in the garage right now. It charged to 80% today. I did the range test, 130, a charging test, which was very interesting. Totally different than I thought it would be. Also, I said it in the beginning, the car has so many weird things where I'm like, what is going on here? And we're gonna go through all of them because it's funny. And I'm so gonna make a video about this. It drives fine, MEB platform, everything is great, it's quiet, it's powerful, 250 kilowatt. It's like the ID4 GTX or ID5 GTX with the 210 kilowatt motor in the rear and the 80 kilowatt motor in the front, but you can also only use 250 kilowatt out of the battery. There's a limit there from the battery side. And it drives great. That's not the thing. It's the software is weird. The buttons are weird. The seats are extremely weird. The design interior, we have seen that before. If you have seen that in the videos from when the car was shown, this design choice of this weird thing in the middle, it's totally in the way, where we're gonna talk about it in a second. If you want to put your phone in or anything, and it makes the whole car feel weird. But what happened last week? Last week on Monday, the ID3 GTX was picked up. I had the Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive and Tesla, how they are to car content creators like I am. They don't bring the cars, you have to pick it up, and I have to pick it up in Munich. That means I have to drive 2 hours to Munich, pick it up, and then drive 2 hours back, and then of course look at the car, do everything. So it takes almost 5 hours to pick up the car, so a whole day is gone practically to get it and to bring it back. So when I have it for 7 days, I only can drive and do something for 5 days. That's why I only filmed 4 videos. And I don't even know if the 4th one is interesting. I did a charging test with it, but I still have to analyze the charging data if it's any different than the Model 3 that I had 2 months ago or so. If there's any difference, I don't think so. I don't think they have changed anything with the battery, but it's not the LFP. It's a long range rear wheel drive, and today was the 110 kilometers an hour range test, right? That you have gotten, so I can move my footage files to the safe area. Yeah. Then on Wednesday came the Cupra Tavan, and this was all weird. And somebody made a mistake here, because last week my job situation changed. As you all know, I'm full-time YouTube, but one day a week I have a mini job where I work somewhere to pay for health insurance that you have to pay for yourself if you're self-employed, and not rent insurance, pension insurance. And I do that on Wednesday, and when we planned that the Cupra Tavan is coming to me, that was not set yet. And so I asked them, totally forgot of course, and then a week before I asked them, is it possible to move it to a different day, either to Tuesday or Thursday? And they said, it's no problem at all, you will get the car on Tuesday. On Tuesday and on Monday, no, usually they call me a day before. On Monday I was waiting, nothing happened. On Tuesday they called me and I said, hey, you're bringing me the car today. No, we're bringing you the car tomorrow on Wednesday. I said, that's bad, we changed that, I'm at work tomorrow. Oh, we never got the thing. She called around and asked around. Nobody knew anything. So no, nobody had any idea. No, it's going to come tomorrow. And said, okay, then it has to be after work. So after 3 p.m. please. And then, okay, it works. And then the guy was so nice that he was here. Was a very nice guy. Very, very nice. And so it all worked out. So and then the car was here. I only drove it from the garage or outside of the garage to the garage, so for 5 meters. And then the next day Cindy drove the car to work, because I took the Tesla Model Y back to Munich to bring it back to the Tesla service center. Hank was parked in Munich. We have to talk about that as well, by the way. And then I drove it home, and oh my God, what a difference that is. When you drive with a Tesla Model Y to 200 kilometers and then get in an ID7 and drive 200 kilometers. I'm just saying. And the dogs too, they enjoyed it as well, because the Model Y was this and this and then they were like, now we can sleep and relax. And I was the same. No, it wasn't that extreme, but not far off. So that is what happened. And then Friday I had off, Saturday I had off finally, because for a week it was crazy busy. Before the week before, when I didn't make a live stream, I only had one day off, the Wednesday, because we did the Model Y rear-wheel drive against all-wheel drive video on. So on Tuesday I filmed with the ID3 GTX. No, I did a whole day editing. Wednesday I took off. Thursday I picked up the Model Y again, 5 hours to get the car here. On Thursday we did the test, all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. On Friday, Friday we did that. On Saturday we did the ID3 GTX against two other ID3 Pro S. Sunday I had to do all the range tests with the Model Y. On Monday I had to edit those things. Tuesday as well. And then Wednesday I had to work. And Thursday I had to bring it back. And then Friday, Saturday, finally I had 2 days off, and I really took them off. I didn't edit, I didn't do anything for the channel. Get away from it. And then today I did my drives with the Cupra Tavan. But first let's go back for a second to ID7 going home. So Hank was parked at the Tesla service center in Munich for a week, didn't move. And remember, many months ago I said that I had a 12-volt battery problem, that every time when it's parked for 2 days, 12-volt battery says something is not working, and when you get close to the car doesn't unlock, but still drives, but there's a problem. It parked for a week. I never got the message 12-volt battery problem, blah, 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 so that worked. But I tried to preheat the car with the app when I was driving there, and it didn't work. I guess that the car was totally shut down. So after a few days, it was not just turned off, it was completely turned off, even cheap mobile data and stuff like this. Because when I got to the car, it unlocked, everything was fine. And then when the car went up, I had the app data and everything, and I could preheat and see if it's locked and everything. But Tesla disassembled it to learn the internal. But the good thing is the 12-volt battery problem wasn't there. I drive Model Y rear-wheel drive, cattle battery, 56,000 kilometer degradation. Sometimes when it's 100% full battery, signs like 404 kilometers. What is normal? What's the degradation? Hank needed a nap too, helpful as ever. You still have answered to question how many phantom braking events happened on a Tesla range test. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we should talk about that. So this Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive was long range, was in some ways not great. In some things it was better than the Model 3 that I had a few months ago. What wasn't great at all is that, and it's not the fault of the car, it's the fault of the service center, and I said it in the videos, they put winter wheels on, and I don't think they balanced them, because at 130 the steering wheel was lightly vibrating, and at 135 it was doing this, and 140 it was not nice. It didn't feel unsafe, like that. It wasn't no weird sounds or anything, but it was not a nice feeling to drive it at 140. It's same with Kia. If EV6 is not open for a time, you cannot reach it with the app. I never had that. When do you park a car and don't do anything with it? Unless you go on holidays or something, and we don't do that. Once normally opened, everything works normal again. Yeah, that's cool. So but Autopilot. So in the Model 3, I had a lot of problems with the Autopilot, with the steering assist, like I said, 2 months ago. And the thing is that just driving on the highway, it was a lot of searching. Where do I drive? Is this the right path? I don't know. And then on my range test, 2-3 times, it just steered in a direction where it wasn't on the road. It went to off the road. This Model Y seemed that the steering assist was not looking around. It did it very steadily where it should go. What was the same thing as in every Tesla is that you can't fight it. So if it's going away and you want to go more to the right because truck is going by, or I don't know, you are going by a truck, it's fighting you, and then when you do it too much, it turns off steering assist, and when you turn to the left against it, suddenly you go to the left. But this is how the system works. That's normal. What I had once in the Model Y 110 kilometers an hour test, it also steered off to the road a tiny bit, but it was almost at the end, and I forgot to mention it in the video. But and it scared me, but it was one time, but still in one day. That wasn't nice. Ghost braking in the Model 3 a few months ago, it happened daily a few times, on a range test a few times. In this Model Y, it happened, I think, 2-3 times on that range test day, on that Sunday, twice just a bit. And I could see why. Going in a corner, so highway corner, that's not a strong corner, a slight corner, truck on the right side, I'm on the left side, so I'm driving corner, and the car could be thinking the truck is in front of me. Kia and Hyundai had that a lot. I don't know if it's still happening, but back in the day with those two brands, it happened a lot that the car was braking because it thinks the truck is in front of you, even though it's in a different lane. That happened to me. And once it did a strong brake where I was freaking out and looking in the back, hopefully nobody is crashing in me. That happened once when I had the car. Other than that, it worked fine. This time GPS worked normally, internet, everything worked totally normally. I didn't have any problems with it. There was vibrations in the car a lot, like I said, because of the unbalanced wheels. And I rode Tesla that, so they know. And I asked for a Model S because I so wanna test Model S against Hank. I would love to test it against an ID.7 GTX all-wheel drive. Which I will get in December at some point, but I doubt that I will get it that fast. Tesla seems to be okay. If we do that, then in 2-3 months, not right away. It seems to be takes a bit. You rode a lot of stuff once. Normally, oh yeah, we did. Yes, sometimes it's around 397 kilometers when it's full at 100%. So this is how you measure degradation in Tesla. You just charge it full and it shows you the kilometers, and this means you have degradation. Volkswagen offering free smart charger installation in UK with all IDs ordered before the end of 2024 for delivery by end of Q1 2025. Made my decision easier and will be ordering this week. What car are you ordering? I'm interested. 3, 4, 5 or 7? A 5? I don't even go. Hope it doesn't lose wheels. Isn't the shaking steering wheel a new feature of the FSD update? It makes sure you're holding on for dear life. Yeah, also what I also had is, and it's maybe the more sporty ride of the Model Y, it never complained to me, hey, you're not holding the steering wheel when steering assist is on. The Model 3 did this the whole time. Every 2-3 minutes it was, you're not, and I'm steering. So I didn't steer and then I had to steer. And in the Model Y, I think that never happened. Maybe once or twice, but no, that was because of a different reason. I was playing around with Spotify. It wasn't that. And I think, so what you see in the 130 kilometers an hour range test, I was steering, but then I was doing something on Spotify and it didn't like that. It says you don't pay attention to the road and you're not steering, then you cannot use Autopilot anymore after nagging me twice. And then I had to stop and then restart again, and then it worked. But that in the Model Y, maybe because of the sporty ride, you're steering a bit the whole time. It's sportier than the Model 3, for sure. And so the new Model Y will get better suspension, hopefully. Then all UK roads come with steering shake as standard and not extra cost. You don't even need a new car with all the function. Less smart assist and more poor roads. I have like ghost braking, but it's just in the highway, not on the freeway. What's the difference with highway and freeway? Country road and highway road? Matthias, the one that I drove the Model Y all-wheel drive with, he has ghost braking all the time. That's why he never uses steering assist. He uses cruise control, but always with a foot on the gas because it happens to him every 10 kilometers. He hates it so much. He's not the biggest fan of his Tesla. Yep, still happening, but also on a highway corner that slows down if you're driving faster. It says, drive carefully. Thank you, sir. So switch off this Tesla auto system for safety. ABC always block camera. Country road, thank you. So, we did this Model Y, we did Hank on the way home. Oh, that was nice. Hank drives nice. Yeah. Oh, with driving home with Hank, I had an air pressure warning. The first time in an ID car or any MEB platform car, you cannot see in MEB platform cars, you cannot see the tire pressure. You just check the tire pressure and then you press set. And then when the tire pressure changes on one of those tires, it tells you, hey, there's something wrong. And I got that warning. Hey, the tire pressure loss, check your tire. And it doesn't even say which one. So I went to the close by gas station and they want money for it. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. The tires look fine. It's not like one is almost empty. And I'm like, no, they all look like the same. You know, you see when they press together, they look okay. And next Friday, so in 5 days, the winter tires go on anyways. I have an appointment, get an ID4 loaner. For whatever reasons, they want to do something else too. They just said, we need the car from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. I don't know why. And I said, when? Then they give me a loaner, I'm fine. And they said, okay, but still, it's me driving there, driving home, driving there again. So it's an hour more that I have to do something because I wanted to wait for them to do it. But I test drove a BYD Seal a few weeks ago, and apart from the headache, including VOC smell, it was the random interpretation of speed registration and random auto braking that was annoying. So it does that too. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, tire pressure, we did that. So, and then now let's talk about the Cupra Tavan. Okay. Like I said, Cindy drove the car on Thursday first before me, and she came home. I'm not making a video about this car because I'm gonna be so negative and people's gonna hate it. And she doesn't like to make a video about a car where everything is negative. She said, I hate it. It doesn't have any regen at all. I can't see the buttons. The seats are horrible. Even with the pillow and everything, I can't see anything. She hated it big time. And what is this middle thing? I can't. Why the hazard button is like it's on an altar? And what the hell is this? It's stupid design and. It was just funny. I was like, what? It can't be that bad. Come on. So went into the car, and then of course, him being a China car, it also costs anyway. Is Cupra Tavan in made in China? I had no idea. Any comment on the software on that Cupra? Yes. I'm gonna talk about that too. So it has software 5.0 on the Cupra Tavan, but we're gonna talk about everything. So regen, Cindy's wrong. It's just, I think it's the same region as Hank, even though it's all-wheel drive, and you think it should have more region, but it's not. I don't know this. I didn't know that Tavascan was built in China. No idea. Yeah, but there are so many weird things. Number one is the seat. The seat is the where you sit on is extremely long. So I'm 180 centimeters, 6 feet. It's barely okay. So, and I mean, you know, this is the seat, and then you sit on it like this. Where are we? And then the seat, if you're short, if your thighs are not very long, the seat is digging into your knees. So for Cindy, this was horrible. For me, it's okay, but I notice it's way longer than any other car. It's totally weird. Yes, China problem due to the new roof. I'm sure it will be affected as well. Yes, it will be. For sure, I hope so. And so the seat is already weird. Then, this is not complaints what I'm doing now. I'm just telling you what I see and what I feel, and which is weird. It doesn't have massage, even though it's a normal seat as all the other MEB platform cars. No massage, but it still has 4 buttons. And the 4th button that usually on your seat is for massage is for the 3rd. You can save another memory seat position, number 3. Again, nothing against it, it's just weird. Totally weird. Then, let's go buttons, because that's just interesting. You can open the trunk with the button on the trunk and with the key in the car. There is no button to open or close the trunk. I looked everywhere. I looked through the internet, and they all say the same thing. There is no button in Hank, in every ID4, in every car I've ever driven who has an electric liftgate. There's a button beside your steering wheel to open the trunk. Someone is coming. Hey, I have to put something in the trunk. You put the button, the trunk opens. You can't do that. You have to get out of the car or get the key and press and hold the open the trunk button when you're in the car. What is this? I don't get it. The part of the seat is called seat pan. Oh. People get very wrapped around one pedal driving, but I hate overall powerful region. Also adjustable would help. I love powerful region. Model Y was amazing when it comes to region. Most cars don't have long seat bases, they just have the little pop-out front edge for people who want extra thigh support. Yeah, and I prefer that. I could not get my kids out of the ID7 massage sheets when we were looking at it. It's awesome. And the sound, mobile trunk button. So the trunk button is the first thing. Then, what is next? Well, of course, the main thing when you get into the car is this gigantic structure. Have you seen the picture? I posted it on Instagram. Kick sensor. Yeah, it has a kick sensor too. So when you're at the trunk, you can do the gesture and you can open it with a button. But when you're in the car, you cannot open it. Doesn't exist. We need my Instagram because I posted a picture of the, where are we? Of the interior. There we are. No, that's Model Y. Where's the picture of it? I took a picture and said Cindy hates it. There it is. Yeah, there we are. News. So, this thing here. Yes, design choice, whatever, if you find that pretty, I get it. But the hazard button there, first of all, the cup holders are tiny. There's no bottle can ever fit in there, only tiny little cups. So it's for us, it's not usable. Cindy complained about that too. Man, what is this? It's not a cup holder. I mean, I don't even know if you can fit 2 cups that have this size in there. You can see it that they overlap. It's more than 8. But This design, again, if you like the design, what happens with this is that you feel closed in, like in a Polestar 2. It's not so open, and you can barely get here. If your phone is in there, you can barely get there. If you want to plug in a USB-C cable down there to charge, that's horrible. This is a horrible choice to put something in there. Just take this away and put the hazard button there. Then everything will be fine. This is maybe someone likes it, but it's a horrible choice to put that in a car. It's annoying, totally in the way. It makes you feel weird. Horrible. That's the next thing. Then what we have, the middle console is a tiny bit lower than your door armrest, but it's not bad. It's okay. Seat heaters, the seats feel extremely soft, like there's a lot of cushioning in there, but they don't feel more comfortable than ID4, ID7 seats, but they're great. Totally fine, but when you use the seat heater, it doesn't feel as hot as ID7, but this is because of the seat. ID4, ID3 also don't feel as hot as ID7, and I prefer that. No seat ventilation. The next, you can see it on the picture as well. The next is the screen here. Usually on every MEB platform car, on your left of the steering wheel, you have your light control, which you have in here as well. And then you also have defogging the front or the rear. In here, you don't have that. You have it here as a digital button here. And because it's there, like in every other new car with ID software 4.0 and up with the new hardware, there's not a lot of buttons you can choose. In my ID7, I have 2 buttons here that I can select and configure myself, and 3 buttons here. In ID4 there's 2 and 2. In here you can only do 2. This one here on the left and this one here on the right are the only ones that you can change. On the top it's the same thing. In my ID5, ID7 I can change on the top 5 different buttons. So go to Spotify, go to parking, go to drive mode, assist system, Android Auto and so on. Here there's a thing that's better. When you connect Android Auto, it pops up on the right. If it's not connected, it's gone. When there's a parking spot, the parking button turns up on the right. If there's no parking spot, it's gone. So if you want to go into the park menu, you cannot do it. You have to go into all apps and then parking menu. You only see the parking menu on the top unless you put it again on the left side, where you can put 3 or 4. I think it was 3 that you can put on top. I think it's 3. Assist, drive mode, and what else did I put there? I can't remember. Then we did this. It doesn't have Spotify. The same as Skoda Enyaq, there's no Spotify. Then something interesting, Volkswagen back in the day said, yes, we're gonna bring out MEB platform with other cars, Audi, Cupra, Skoda and so on, but only Volkswagen will get the ID light. Tavan has the ID light, they call it Smart Light. It does the exact same thing than in an ID4, ID7 with the charging and everything. It has ID light. So the Tavan has that. What else do I wanted to say? There was assist system. Nowadays, you know that you want to turn off your speed limit warning. If you drive 3 kilometers an hour too fast over the speed limit, it gives you the same warning as my ID7. And in Volkswagen ID cars, you press assist. Then the assist menu comes up as a text, and the first 2 things are lane assist and speed limit warning. You turn those off and you go back. Yesterday, I thought to do this in the Cupra Tavan, it's extremely annoying because when you go into assist, it's not a list, it's 3 different aspects of your assist system, and you swipe over and you see another 3 things. So you see warnings and smart functions and I don't know. And so when you go into smart function, it says lane assist and you turn that off. And when you go into warnings, so you have to go back, go into warnings, and then you can turn off the speed limit warning. But today I found that this is in the favorites, and I don't think Volkswagen has that. So when you scroll down and we have your favorites, go home, turn off Wi-Fi, turn off Bluetooth, and I don't know, I think you can put 20 or 30 different functions in there. I don't think Volkswagen ID Software 5 has that, because I've seen that in the ID7 Tourer, and I made a video of the whole thing. In the Tavan, when you scroll down, it says lane assist and you can turn it off, and beside it, it says assist system, and when you press that, it shows you 4 things. Lane assist that you can turn on or off, speed limit warning that you can turn on and off, then a driver attention warning, and another thing. So if you fall asleep and if you don't pay attention to the road, those 4 things you can turn on and off in the favorite button. So you have to scroll down, press it, and then you can turn all 4 off if you want to, then scroll back up. This is awesome. Better than I thought before, because I was scared. But we have more weird things. So I told you about the seat heating. In every Volkswagen ID, Skoda, Enyaq, Cupra Born, software 1.0 to now 5.0, in every car I have been in, when you go into climate and settings, there's a setting: if it's cold, the steering wheel heater should automatically turn on, and you can select level 1, 2, 3, and the same for seat heating. This car, the Tavan, has this for the steering wheel, but not for seat heating. I don't know why. So I saw somewhere else that you can do automatic seat heating. So just by drive, not when it's cold, you drive along. And so like in my ID7, but it's not in this setting, and you cannot select which one you want to do, which in every MEB platform car is, but not in there. That's also something weird. No, you cannot say that. The assist system, you have to do it yourself. It will get you with, since 4.0 software, when you say please turn lane assist off, it will bring you to the assist window, but you have to turn it off yourself. It's not allowed to do that for you. That's EU regulation. Where was I? Next, since the new hardware, where so back since always, Skoda Enyaq had the steering wheel heater button on the steering wheel, which is awesome. So not in the menu, you have it on the steering wheel. Since the new hardware in Volkswagen ID cars, it's in the steering wheel as well. So everyone, ID3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 doesn't exist, bus, with the new hardware, we have a new design on the steering wheel buttons, and the steering wheel heater is there. In the Tavan, it's not there. You have to go back into climate, which is a button here in the middle, and then you have to turn steering wheel heater on. I don't know why they got rid of it when it's in every other car now, and it's amazing. Everybody loves it. That when it totally makes sense. I wanna turn on the steering wheel heater. It's on the steering wheel. Amazing. Then I'm not done. Travel assist, or cruise control. If you wanna, you have the buttons are totally different organized than in Volkswagen ID and Skoda Enyaq, Skoda cars, MEB platform cars. But again, it's something that you have to get used to. You can do the same thing: head-up display, go up and down, left and right to change the view. You have it's the same buttons except for the steering wheel heater that for whatever reason is not there. I can't see seat heating either, because you don't have it. Didn't Jonas show ID6? ID6 is in China. It's called Korshosa. That's Bavarian for that is possible. My right-hand drive. ID3 does not have an interior button to open the boot trunk. Yeah, ID3 doesn't have that. What can be done about the stupid EU regulations, like physical studies to show that it does more harm than good? There's nothing. Unless you find millions of people to join you and say we don't want that, then That's the only thing. Yes, the last thing is cruise control. It has a plus minus button that can be used for audio distance, of course, and it can be used for adjusting the speed. And I was driving today and I put the speed to 100 kilometers an hour, and I thought I want to go to 130 on the highway. I pressed it long, like I would do on an ID car. Doesn't work. When I press it, it's just 1 kilometer an hour more. So you cannot press it to do 10 kilometers an hour steps. It's only swiping. Swiping to the right is 10 kilometers an hour more. Swiping to the left is 10 kilometers an hour less. There is no pressing it, light and thing. Again, I don't mind, but you don't have the choice anymore. Like I said, a lot of weird things in this car. Yeah, very, very interesting. Totally different design on the cockpit. It looks smaller because of that, even though it doesn't make any sense. But just the design, it makes it look smaller, like the display is smaller than what you're used to, even though it's not. What else have I noticed? Head-up display is exactly the same. The view outside in the back is not very good. It's very Audi Q4-like. Oh, the rear view camera, the backup camera is placed extremely low. When you drive back to a charger, Ionity charger, you cannot see the plug. It's this low, so it looks down on the road, not back what's happening back there. But I think it was the same in a Cupra Born. That's a Cupra thing. I think so. At least a lot of manufacturers do seem to be listening and giving people quicker ways to disable. Yeah, Skoda does it all correctly. This is why it is growing like crazy while the other Volkswagen brands are struggling. Are you on commission sponsored by the Volkswagen Group for all the great advice and tips you offer? No, that would be awesome. No, I don't. The only money I get is from YouTube and sponsors that I make advertising on my videos of, and where I work, but not Volkswagen. And Volkswagen is even so bad that if I get a press car from Volkswagen, I have to pay for charging myself. So Kia, other cars. Who else? Where do I get a charging card? I think BMW stopped. But Kia, what did I have before? Hyundai, they give you charging cards. So you get a card where you can charge the car when you do your tests. Polestar, what else gives cards? God, I don't know right now. Volvo, yeah. They give charging card, but Volkswagen doesn't do that because they say, which is stupid, if they pay for charging, that means they're paying you for a good what do you say, video or good whatever they give the car to, so they want that the problem, which is stupid again. And Cupra didn't give one too, but I found in the contract that I can send them my bills charging and they will refund me, like they usually do when I'm invited to an event or something. So we'll try that, but I still charge a lot at home because it's just so much easier. Because I could stand at a high power charger for a while and then drive home, or I drive home and plug it in and go inside. Oh my God, where are we? Would you say a lot of the problems could be fixed via software updates? I said a lot of things is buttons, so that there's no trunk button. Not excusable. The design of the middle thing is horrible. They have to... Oh, I have another thing. The design of the infotainment system in the Cupra Tavan. I don't know what Cupra was thinking. Oh, Volkswagen commission for weekly tips. Thank you, Rico. I should pay you for coming here and test stuff with me. Thank you very much. No, but you have seen ID software 4.0 and now 5.0. It's the same when it comes to the design. You can choose different designs, so from big tiles to small tiles, and you can put different things in here. In this Cupra Tavan, and I tried a lot, maybe I didn't find it, but usually when you press long, you get, do you want to choose different design and add a new page or something? I couldn't add a different page, I couldn't add a different design. The design I have in this car, 2 pages are exactly the same. A big thing where I have my map, and then 2 little things. So I can see 3 things on this gigantic screen. And when I scroll over, again 3 things, different ones, but not the same. Trunk button might be able to be put in a menu though. It could, that's true. But then we are Tesla level, and it's just stupid that you need to go into the infotainment system and search to find a button. But that's possible, that's true. That's true. But why not? Why? I don't get why. That's the thing. So as it is right now, the infotainment system doesn't offer a lot of options for the design. I have to look into it, search again. There must be a way that you can have a different design and not just a big thing and 2 small things. There must be a thing that you could see 3, 5 small things, or a small, in ID cars, in my ID7 it's the best because it's a 15-inch screen and I can have even more data in there. But here it's only 3. And another thing, when you put on the big tile, or whatever I want to call it, when you put in, I have 1/3 driving and 2/3 map. Oh, yeah, that's true. That also works. You can do that here. And what am I to say? Yeah, in the driving data of ID3, 4, 5, 7, when you put it on the big, when you have it in small, you see your driving data, kilometers driven, time, average consumption, and the smaller it gets, the less you see. And when you have it in big, so when you are not in the menu of your driving data, just on your normal home screen, but in a big tile, you see your instant consumption. In here you don't. It's gigantic big, there's a lot of free space, but you only see your driving data, not your instant consumption. Not so the same as in your cockpit. It's not a big deal, it's just a difference that I don't get. So you have to go into the driving data, then it's the same size, just in a different spot, and then you can see your instant consumption. Again, I don't know why, what they thought of that, but they did it. I think that's it. Yeah, oh, the last thing is charging, but I don't know yet. Maybe we go through it very fast together. I did a charging curve today and I was very surprised. So, whoop, go over here. There we go. News. I thought that the Tavan VZ is the high power car of Cupra, and it should have the same charging curve as the Skoda Enyaq iV RS or Coupe, and ID3 Pro S and ID4, ID5 GTX, which is a high peak, but then it goes down faster than ID4 Pro, which goes up to 140 kilowatt and then slowly goes down. This Tavan is totally different. When I arrived with 6% at the charger and the battery was at 100% temperature, this is nice. It shows the temperature of the battery in percent, not as in ID4, Skoda Enyaq and so on, with with a bar and then it just gets full. No, it's a percentage. So when it says 88%, it heats up. It's the same happenings, but it says a percent. That's nice when you preheat the battery. Works the same way. When I was at 6%, 100% battery temperature, it said 122 kilowatt. And I was, huh? That's a bit low. Shouldn't it be a bit more? And I haven't, the highest peak I have seen was 129 kilowatt and under 100 kilowatt at 70%. That's not amazing. That's the under 100 kilowatt at 70%. That's with other ID cars as well, but they have a peak of 180 kilowatt. ID3 GTX is 10 times better. But I have the charging here. Let's look at it. Let's see. I plugged in at 6%. Where do we go? 127 kilowatt. Woohoo! Let's see if it goes above this. It does. That's good. 135, 36, 7. It's not a high peak. It already goes down. No. 138, 137, back down. But I have to compare it to the other cars. Stays at the 130 something pretty steadily though. Go a bit forward here. Takes too long. Still 130. Now it goes slowly down. And where do we have 100 kilowatt? Oop, too fast. Where was I? Here, 73%. Then look what 10 to 80% takes 2 minutes. $28 minutes. It's not bad, but it's just weird that it's so different than the other curves. Totally different. Huh. Strange. The batteries, cost to platform, chemistry wise. Well, there are different chemistries, like I said, ID4 Pro, ID4 GTX. ID3 GTX has a different curve because it's different battery, it's 79 kilowatt hours. Probably has the same catalytic cells. The ID5 GTX in my country is sold as 135 kilowatt as well, but from what I've heard, it should be same as, yeah, it charges amazing. Be nice if it disclosed. If they disclose this stuff. Would be interesting to check with car scanner. Yeah, it's just a way different charging curve than all the other IT cars with the same battery that I have tested. I mean, it's already weird that there are three different ones. ID7 has a different one than ID4 Pro and ID4 GTX. But then I thought this would be just like an ID4 GTX. It would be the exact same charging. But then when I arrived and it said only 122 kilowatt, I was, oh, I didn't think this would happen. This is weird. Oh, I'm uploading here. I have to pause this. Sorry. But it works, huh? Where do I pause this? Pause for an hour. Yeah, I'm uploading all my stuff that I have filmed and all my videos that are on YouTube to cloud server. I bought a service where I can store 10 terabyte and I'm gonna upload everything. I have storage here, but you shouldn't have, this should be somewhere else. Normally you want to have your computer and then this where I save the data somewhere else, a different house, if there's a fire or I don't know what. Who buys this with only 135 kilo? I mean the time, 28 minutes, it's not horrible. But it's not amazing. It's okay. But we 3 minutes longer than ID4 GTX or so. In my test, I think it was even also 28 minutes. We need a light game. That's true. Let's play a light game and then we go. Yeah, because I filmed 8 hours today and Daddy's tired. Let's play the like game. If we haven't done this before, I'm counting down 3 to 0 and then we all press the like button of this live stream at the same time. We only have 23 likes in the right now. And let's count down. If you are on your TV, get your smartphone. I'm sure it's right beside you or your tablet and like this live stream with me. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. And like. like. From a developer's standpoint, it's weird that they are also different. I can understand there being different flavors of battery for different applications within the car range. It's odd. I think it's what they can get or so. Maybe because it's built in China, they get different cells. I don't know. MG4 is faster. But again, I think the ID4 GTX had a high peak but went down very fast and also took 28 minutes, 10 to 80%. But I always suspected that my charging curve when I filmed it wasn't perfect because I see that it goes down more than I think it should do. When other cars are as high as the GTX that I've tested, ID3 GTX for example, it goes almost the same way up but then steadily goes down. It's an amazing charging curve of the ID3 GTX, and ID7 Pro S is amazing. I also think that Hank ID7, the charging curve that I did could be a bit better, maybe because it was in the winter. I think it could be better. So the battery entirely depends on where it's built. No, it depends on the car. But maybe because it's built in China, they use something different. I don't know. Yes, probably different suppliers for the cells. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Okay, what do we have? 37 likes only. You lose, I win. You didn't press like. How does that explain the difference between ID457 that are both built in Germany? They did that on purpose. So, like I said, ID4 GTX, ID5 GTX, ID3 Pro S have the same battery style. ID4 Pro, ID5 Pro have the same battery style. ID3 GTX has a new battery, a bigger one, that's completely different. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm getting in 2 weeks, I'm getting an ID3 Pro. So the new 59 kilowatt hour battery with the new charging curve. I want to see how that is. And in January I get an ID3 Pure with the 52 kilowatt hour battery. So the smallest battery you can have in an ID3. So I'm excited about that. Cupra Tavan GTX is made in China. It's likely as cattle battery, not LG like in EU. I don't know. Cupra Born VZ will be an interesting comparison with ID3 GTX in case they've decided to play with different charging curves. Yeah, we'll see. I asked for the Cupra Born VZ, but I didn't have it yet. They said if they will get it in time, they maybe switch it so this goes and the VZ comes. For me, that will be interesting because it has a 240 kilowatt motor that the ID3 GTX performance would have as well, so I could test it soon. I will get the ID3 GTX performance, but also in January. Can you test the ID3 Pure with 52 kilowatt in Austria? You only pay 21,000. Woo, yeah. Yes, I just said that. Pure and Pro will new battery look nice on paper. We'll see how the charging is. Okay. Thank you all for being here. There was a nice live stream. I ranted a bit about the Cupra Tavan. Just many, many weird things. Just so much that stood out, and I'm gonna make a video about this, of course, and tell Cupra what did you think? Huh? What was Cupra thinking? Okay, Hunt Volkswagen uses cattle and LG, so maybe 77 pack is cattle. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, you all take care. See you maybe next week. What do I have next week? I have a long. Next Sunday I want to do a long distance trip with the Cupra Tavan, because if the charging power is not that great, then long distance trip takes long. I did the range test today, and this car, I have to say that, but I will, the exact result I will post in a second to my Patreon members and YouTube Patreon supporters and YouTube members. But I can say this car has a heat pump, 21-inch wheels, but it has some winter tires, but 255s, not just in the rear, also in the front. And the consumption was a bit high. At 130 and at 110. And 130 was between 3.5 and 6.5 degrees outside. The 110 was between 8 and 11 degrees or so. So it was a bit warmer, but oh my God, the range wasn't amazing. Okay, I see you hopefully next week. You all take care. Bye.